Yeah, and so you are a value investor. On the book, somebody says you are the next Ben Graham, which is a tremendous accolade, a tremendous title. But you do value investing, which it's an interesting time for value investing, I imagine, because right now we're in what I can tell is near full blown mania in the market, and everybody's really confident. And so you're looking for really underpriced stocks that you can hold for long periods of time. Is that sort of the gist?
Yeah, let me correct you just a little bit.
Please.
What you said was accurate about 6 months ago. In other words, the mania, full-blown mania was going on 8 months ago. Now that mania is a lot less. Now a lot of those kind of, I would call it .com 2.0 stocks declined 50, 70%. So, and the money is subsiding, the money is subsiding. And I would like, if you want to look at a historical analogy, and I want to warn you, analogies are not perfect, but we are kind of in the 2001 era, like when the dot-com bubble burst. And now there is a rotation from insanity to common sense. We are kind of somewhere in the midst of it right now. And what's good about it, when insanity is replaced by common sense, usually value does better. And for a long period of time, because value is common sense. And in fact, Warren Buffett would say that the word value investment, is kind of redundant. It's really just investing or commonsensical investing. So yeah, I'm a value investor, and I'm very excited because the more disciplined you were over the last 10 years, the less money you made.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Let me give you this analogy. Okay, let me just give you this analogy. Imagine you're going to, you play poker. And when you play, sorry. When you blackjack, you play blackjack. You play blackjack. And the blackjack, in the long run, you're going to lose. But you can lose, you can reduce your odds of losing. You can do, by playing it right. So, in other words, the less the more aggressive you were with your betting, and the less you follow the rules, that would minimize your losses, the more money you made. So that overlast, that's what happened in the stock market as well. By the way, let's kill the whole gambling analogy because it doesn't work. So let's just stick to the previous one. So,
I would say you're kind of right, though. I mean, I was witnessing that in 2019, 2020, 21. I was sitting in my office with the Marine Corps, and all of a sudden, it's like everybody I'm working with in the crypto stock game is a day trader, and they're all like, "Look at all this money I'm making," and I'm in real estate and dollar cost averaged into the TSP, which is our 401k, trying to be like, "Okay, guys, I see that you are making some money right now. I get that. Let me talk to you about short-term capital gains tax and long-term strategies and what and then it was like you could just kind of see when the market started to shift again, and they all just, instead of, it wasn't a pivot, it was and the phone goes away and we're quiet again. And
so let me tell this story. This is a true story. This is 2001, late 2001. The only reason I remember this is because my son was just a few months old, and I was on a business trip in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and my partner and I had 5 hours to kill. So we went to the Indian casino, and just to kill time. And I was playing blackjack, and I just learned, and I just recently read the book about blackjack. And I had like $20 that I was going to spend, and I played exactly by the rules. Okay. And there was a guy standing right next to me, and he was half drunk, and he had a wad of cash. And I think it was his payday. And actually I knew it was his payday because he said to everybody it was his payday. And I would make all these conservative bets, and I would lose every single hand. He would make these stupendous bets, like the ones that you would tell, the book would tell you never do this, and he would win. And this would lasted maybe 20, 30 minutes. And there was this huge crowd kind of around him because he was making all this money. And I was sitting right there, right next to him, making these conservative bets, just trying to buy time. And I was losing. And then, after a while, the odds caught up with him and he lost it all. But this kind of things happen in the stock market all the time. And I think this is what happens during the bubbly time, because the crazier bets you make, the more money you make for a long period of time until you lose it all. And so the difficult part for somebody like me who's entrusted with somebody's life savings is to keep doing the right thing, even though you look like a complete moron in comparison to the guy who is basically speculating and making irresponsible decisions, I would argue.
I have a quote that I think you will like that references exactly this. Those who are unlucky in life in spite of their skills would eventually rise, while the lucky fool might have benefited from some luck in life. Over the long run, he would solely converge to the state of a less lucky idiot. Each one would revert to his long-term properties.